हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप सब। दिस इज अक्षय श्रीवास्तव। आई एम हियर टू हेल्प यू आउट विथ योर नीट एग्जाम इन बायो एंड फिजिक्स सब्जेक्ट्स। पता नहीं कितना तक कर पाऊंगा, लेकिन कोशिश ज़रूर करूंगा। तो आई टीच बायो एंड फिजिक्स इन दिस चैनल। केमिस्ट्री मेरे बस की बात नहीं है भाई। So today we are starting cell the unit of life. This is an important chapter in class 11th. You can expect 4 questions, right? Weightage 4 questions. 4 questions you can definitely expect from this chapter. So we'll start with cell the unit of life, and today we are going to discuss cell theory. So namaskar, this is Akshay Srivastav. Welcome to SNA. Right. Cell. What is cell? Cell, it is the basic unit of life. It is the fundamental and structural unit of life, and all animals without exception are made up of cells. Write down first point. It is the basic unit of life. Basic unit of life. Cell, it is the fundamental and structural unit of life. Fundamental and structural unit of life. Next, all organisms without exception are made up of cells, right? All organisms without exception are made up of cells. Right? Now, based on cell number, organisms are two types: unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, right? Based on number, two types, right? Sorry. Unicellular, multicellular, right? Unicellular organisms first of all, most important point, unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence. Okay, unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence. Right. In unicellular organisms, single cell performs all functions like excretion, reproduction, locomotion, digestion and absorption, breathing also, right? Single cell performs all functions, right? Next, most important point, anything less than a single structure of cell cannot confirm independent existence. Sorry, complete structure. Write down most important. कलर बदलते हैं इससे. anything less than complete structure. ये सब एनसीईआरटी के इंट्रोडक्शन लाइन्स है, वो आपको याद करना पड़ेगा. Complete structure cannot ensure, exact NCERT line, ensure independent existence. Right. Now, cell सेल मेक्स अ लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म लिविंग, ये भी एनसीईआरटी का पहला लाइन है, ये भी आपको याद करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, ये हो गया यूनिसेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स। नेक्स्ट मल्टी सेलुलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, मल्टी सेल्यूलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, right? Multicellular organisms, group of cells perform a specified function, right? Group of cells perform specialized functions, specialized functions, right? Made up of many cells, obviously multicellular organisms made up of many cells, group of cells perform a specific function and number of cells are more, obviously multicellular है, more ही रहेंगे। ठीक है, made up of many cells, many cells, example human, it contains 30 trillion cells, 30 trillion cells. Next hydra, it contain 50,000 to 1 lakh cells, 50,000 to 1 lakh cells, depends on individuals. So unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. Next important scientist contributions, Robert Hooke, Robert Hooke he discovered dead cell, next Anton von Leeuwenhoek, right? He was the first to discover the live cell, he was the first to discover live cell. Next Robert Brown, he discovered nucleus, right? Discovered nucleus, right? Robert Hooke, he discovered dead cell, and Robert Hooke was the first to propose out of NCERT है ये, first to propose the term cellule, ये बस एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट है, बस याद करना है तो याद करो, नहीं तो छोड़ दो। ठीक है, रॉबर्ट हुक डिस्कवर्ड डेड सेल, Anton von Leeuwenhoek he discovered live cell for the first time, and Robert Brown he discovered nucleus, right? Next cell theory, right? Cell theory was formed by two scientists, Matthias Skilliden and Theodor Schwann. Years are also very important. Skilliden 1838, Schwann 1839. Skilliden he said plants are made up of cells and tissues. Schwann he said animal cells composed a delimiting structure called plasma membrane, and cells are made up of product of cells, and they together formulated cell theory. Let us write down, okay? Skilliden, years are also very important, 1838, right? He said that plants are made up of cells and tissues, next point, plants composed cell wall, next Theodor Schwann 1839, right? Schwann said that animal cells composed a delimiting structure right? What is this delimiting structure? Actually, he discovered a delimiting structure which was present in animal cells, but later this structure was named as plasma membrane. Later named as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And all animals, all animals and plants are made up of cells and products of cells. Cells and products of cells, right? This is the cell theory proposed by Schleiden and Swan, but there are drawbacks of this cell theory, right? Right, drawbacks of cell theory. Drawbacks, right? Cell theory proposed by Schleiden and Swan could not explain how new cells are formed. Could not explain how new cells were formed. New cells were formed. Next, इसको यहीं पे छोड़ दिया गया है और 15 साल के बाद there is a scientist called Rudolf Virchow. Rudolf Virchow. Years are also very important. In the year 1855, Rudolf Virchow clearly observed cell divisions and he clearly noticed how new cells were formed. So he proposed that new cells are formed from pre-existing cells, right? New cells formed from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing cells, and in that language it was called omnicellular e-cellular. New cells were formed from pre-existing cells. And finally, modified cell theory. Modified cell theory, right? Modified cell theory, new cells are formed from pre-existing cells, and all organisms, not only plants and animals, all organisms are made up of cells and products of cells. Write down next point. All cells are formed from new cells. All new cells formed from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing cells, and all plants and not only plants and animals, all organisms are made up of cells and products of cells. Cells and products of cells, right? This is the modified cell theory proposed by Rudolf Virchow in the year 1855. 1855. Now let us go with overview of the cell, right? So let us go with overview of cell. Overview of cell. Overview of cell, right? Overview of cell, right? In plant cells, cells are covered by cell wall, and in animal cells, delimiting structure is present, and that structure is called plasma membrane. And in animal cells, genetic material is present in a dense membrane bound structure called nucleus, and genetic material in the sense chromosomes, DNA, and everything is packed in the nucleus and it is not free floating. In plant cells, genetic material is basically naked, no membrane bound nucleus, and it also contains plasmid DNA. Okay, right? In plant cells, cell wall is the outermost outermost covering, राइट। सेल वॉल के फंक्शंस पे यही पढ़ा हूं, अच्छा ठीक है, बाद में पढ़ते हैं। In plant cells, cell wall is the outermost covering. Examples of plant cell: onion peel cell, onion peel cell. Next, in animal cells, in animal cells, outermost boundary, outermost boundary, outermost boundary is the delimiting structure, delimiting structure called plasma membrane, plasma membrane, plasma membrane, right? Next, genetic material, genetic material is present inside membrane bound nucleus, membrane bound nucleus, राइट नाउ। अच्छा, एक टेबुलर फॉर्म होता है, उसमें प्लांट सेल, एनिमल सेल, प्रोकैरियोटिक, यूकैरियोटिक सेल दोनों को कवर करेंगे, ठीक है। प्लांट सेल, एनिमल सेल, एनिमल सेल एग्जाम्पल्स ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एनसीईआरटी में हमें दिया गया है प्लांट सेल का ऑनियन सेल, ऑनियन सेल, और एनिमल का है ह्यूमन चीक सेल, human cheek cell, right? Example, right? Plastids are present, plastids are present, plastids are absent, plastids are absent, right? Vacuoles are present, vacuoles are present, vacuoles absent, vacuoles absent, right? Next, centriole or centrosome, centriole or centrosome absent, centriole and centrosome present. And centriole and centrosome also help in cell division and cell cycle, help in cell division, help in cell division, most important, right? Help in cell division. And next, they are large in size, large in size, they are small in size, small in size, right? Next, और कुछ है जी? Vacuoles are present, centriole, centrosome absent, large in size, human cheek cell, vacuoles absent. अच्छा ठीक है, इसके बाद और कुछ याद आएगा तो तब लिखूंगा। Now let us go with eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, right? Firstly, based on type of cell, organisms are again two types, organisms are again two types, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, right? Based on cell number, organisms are two types, unicellular and multicellular. Based on cell type, organisms are again two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic, right? Prokaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell represented by bacteria, blue green algae, monera. All monerans are prokaryotes, all monerans are prokaryotes. Next, It contains 70s ribosomes and does not contain membrane bound nucleus. Genetic material is basically naked, and it also contains plasmid DNA. Mesosomes are also present, right? Ribosome is of 70s type, and next point क्या बोला था मैंने? Ribosomes are of 70s type, and just a give me. Ribosomes are of 70s type, and movement is simple flagellar movement. Movement is simple flagellar. Next, right, membrane bound organelles are absent. Membrane bound organelles are absent, right? यहाँ पे एक और पॉइंट याद आया है मुझे, लिख लो भाई. अच्छा, यहाँ पे लिखूं. In both plant and animal cells, in both plant and animal cells, cytoplasm is present. Cytoplasm is present, right? Cytoplasm is the main arena for cellular activities. Very, very important. Cytoplasm, it is the main arena of cellular activities. Main arena of cellular activities. Cellular activities, right? Very, very important, right? Next, it contain non-membrane bound organelles. Sorry, ये point already लिखा है ना. Okay, now let us go with eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell represented by right from protista to animalia. Protista to animalia. और यहाँ पे 2-3 पॉइंट है, लाइक जीनोमिक डीएनए एंड सर्कुलर डीएनए आर प्रेजेंट, एंड फ्लैजेला आर प्रेजेंट, एंड 3 layers of cell wall are present, glycocalyx, plasma membrane, cell wall. अच्छा, ये सब प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल जब डिटेल में डिस्कस होगा ना तब पढ़ाए जाएंगे. नाउ डिफरेंसेस आर एनफ, ओके, बिकॉज ये ओवरव्यू ऑफ सेल है ना, तो ओवरव्यू ही पढ़ेंगे. रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय प्रोटिस्टा टू एनिमेलिया, right? Membrane bound organelles are present. Membrane bound organelles are present. Example, mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, etc. Lysosomes, vacuoles, everything are present, right? Most important point, no organelles except ribosomes are common in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Right, next let us go with cell shapes and cell sizes. Very, very important. Diagrams also are very important. Okay, right. Let us go with cell sizes. Mycoplasma, they are the smallest cells, 0.3 micrometer. Next, RBC, 3 to 5 micrometer, 3 to 5 micrometer diameter. Next, 1 to 2 micrometer, sorry, 3 to 5 length, 1 to 2 in diameter, I think 7 micrometer है ना, 7 micrometer है, sorry, 7 micrometer in length, 1 to 2 in diameter. Next, longest cell, nerve cells. Next, largest cell, egg of ostrich, egg of ostrich. Next, viruses, 0.02 to 0.2 micrometer diameter. Next, pleuropneumonia like organisms, 0.1 micrometer. Eukaryotic cell, 10 to 20 micrometer diameter. राइट, ये सारे ऐसे ही याद करने पड़ेंगे, कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है हमारे पास. नेक्स्ट, सेल शेप्स, सेल शेप्स, राइट. RBC, spherical, biconcave. Next, columnar epithelial cells, columnar epithelial cells, long, narrow. Mesophyll cells, mesophyll cells, they are spherical or round and oval, right? Mesophyll cells, mesophyll cells, round, oval. Next, nerve cells. ये थोड़ा मुश्किल डायग्राम है भाई, अच्छा, प्लीज डोंट माइंड ड्राइंग, ओके. नर्व सेल्स, दे आर ब्रांच, राइट. सिंपली रफ डायग्राम बना रहा हूं मैं, राइट. दे आर ब्रांच, और इसका नाम क्या है, नर्व सेल, नर्व सेल. नेक्स्ट, अमीबॉइड शेप, WBC, they are amoeboid shape, amoeboid shape. अच्छा, इसके अंदर न्यूक्लियस कुछ ऐसा, ठीक है. अच्छा, spherical, biconcave, RBC, columnar, long, narrow, mesophyll, round, oval, nerve cell, branch, long. अच्छा, next, trachea also, right? Trachea, right. Trachea cells are elongated, okay. Trachea cells, trachea, right, elongated, elongated. अच्छा, तो I'll stop now for today and tomorrow's class, कल के क्लास में पढ़ेंगे प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल, ठीक है. अगर अब तक आपको कुछ विश्वास करने में लगा, अगर आपको कुछ पढ़ने में इंटरेस्टिंग लगा, तो प्लीज डू कंसिडर सब्सक्राइबिंग. तब तक नमस्कार, थैंक यू.